What's up, Rahitas? Reverend Dave here. Sorry, it took me a minute to get back to part 2 of this defensive magic series. I didn't realize my phone ran out of data room. It was super slow. So I changed it, got a new phone. This Note 20, I don't know what the heck it is, but it's supposed to be like unlimited data, more room, memory cards, all that crap. So let's see how this works. Anyways, so today I'm starting part 2 of the defensive magic series. And the part 1 was we talked about warding, jinxing, binding, and banishing, things like that. Today, I'm going to be talking more about the granddaddy, I guess you'd say, of defensive magic, and that's hexing and cursing. The ins and outs and do's and don'ts and things like that of it. So this TED Talk will come with some cautions and warnings at the end of this video. So hope you pay attention. Hope you like it. Hit the thumbs up, like, whatever, subscribe, all that stuff, if you like this channel. All right, so what is hexing? Basically, hexing is spell work that's created with the conscious intention, obviously, and tools such as hot foot powders, black candles, poppets, sigils, what have you. And the basic purpose of hexing is to maybe lightly harm your target, but mainly more to just inconvenience them. Okay? And you can give this a start time and a set time, end time, whatever. And I have a good incantation to end it, to do that, and I'll share that later on in another series. Cursing, okay. Also created with a conscious intention, obviously. And tools such as doom oil, which is D-U-M-E, death unto my enemies is what it stands for. Graveyard dirt, coffin nails, voodoo dolls, poppets. There's a lot of things, that can be involved. But the primary focus of cursing is to harm, maim, cause illness, or even destroy your target. So you have to be very careful about that. Now, and once again, it can be, if it needs to be, it can be timed, end time or whatever as well. It's similar to hexing, but way more deliberate, way more hardcore, obviously. And if not done properly, and I'm going to share some steps with you in a minute, but if not done properly, it can come with some consequences. It may backfire, who knows? There's a lot of things. I'm going to share a story with you at the end, but I thought about this right now as I'm reading this. And say, just to inconvenience somebody, which means basically like say, oh, you know what? I hope all the fucking appliances in their house break at one time, or something like that, or hope their car breaks down. Okay, fine. But think about it this way. If you did that to somebody and they had little children, you're affecting them as well. So think about that. If they don't have children and it's just them, have a ball. But if something happened to where they severely harmed you or your family, then that's totally on your conscience and whatever. So just keep that in mind. I just thought about that right now. And then, so here's some steps. And I'm going to share my resources too at the end of this video as well that I highly recommend that you check out. But like I said, first step before you do any hexing or cursing is have a damn good reason for what you're about to perform. Think about it. Can it be resolved in person? If you're at this point, probably not. But can it be resolved man to man per se? can it be resolved legally? Whatever. You know, for me, and I've said this in many videos before, being a gray witch, I do a lot more healing than I do hexing. But it's not above me that I won't do it. And I had to bind somebody recently. So, just for me, I would rather resolve it face to face. I'm a good guy. Pretty level-headed. But I also don't take any shit. If you come against me, I don't give a fuck. You say whatever you want. I want to hear the story. Let's, I'll got some popcorn. Let's tell me what you got. But if you come against my family, my kids, it's game on. And it'll always be that way. But on the same token, ever since my kids were little, I've always taught them like 3 lessons in life. And even to this day, and I'll share them with you. And basically is, 1, never fuck with another man's family, ever. And they got to see this firsthand when my wife and I got divorced. So that's a whole other story. 2, don't ever fuck with another man's money and possessions. And 3, don't slander another person's name if you don't want to come back on you. These are just simple things I teach my kids, and they know better. So when you come against me, that's going to happen. Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off track there, but anyways. So, like I said, yes, there's people out there we come across every day who are fucking assholes that literally set out, their main objective is to be an asshole, to cause harm to people. Like scammers. Oh my God, I hate fucking scammers. I think I want to change my name to Scam Lightly, or whatever the fuck is. My phone's always ringing to Scam Likely. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like I hate thieves. I hate identity thieves. I hate these fucking people that just take from innocent people. It's just disgusting. But, and if you saw my last video, when you're in a funk, I talk a lot about that too, how the decisions we make every day and things like that. But we come across these people, whether it's pedophiles, bullies, rapists, thieves, scammers, you name it, they're out there and we come across them. But how do we handle it? How do we handle those? And some are worse than others, obviously. But how do we handle it? So, and even in Leviticus, in the Old Testament, the Bible says an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And that was basically written for the judges on how to make the punishment fit the crime. And then in the New Testament, Jesus says, oh, turn the other cheek. Yeah, okay, fine. And then what? Turn the other cheek, you get smacked, then what? You let somebody beat the shit out of you? I don't think so. So, think about what you're doing first before you even attempt this. And number 2, sorry, I got some coconut lime juice is fucking amazing. Excuse me. 2, if you decide that this is your final option, this is what you want to do, then take these precautionary steps beforehand just to protect yourself, okay? And I'm not just talking about casting a circle. That's very important, but that's just part of it. But first, start by taking a cleansing bath. Cleanse yourself, okay? And when you get out of the bath, smudge yourself, okay? smudge your home. Okay? And then we'll talk about this in another video, but wear your charm talismans for protection. Okay? Take these steps before you do any of this. And then once you got all that stuff or whatever, cast your protection circle and then do your thing. Now, here's another point where kind of, when I talk about thinking about what you're doing or whatever can be resolved, you know, whatever. Start small. You know, ask yourself, can it be handled with a simple freezer spell, binding spell, whatever? That might be all it takes before you fucking really hurt somebody and it backfire on you. Just try something simple and see the effects of your target. You know, and like I said, I personally myself, I don't do a lot of hexing. I never do cursing, never, and never will. But simple binding spells here and there and this and that, absolutely I will do. Okay, number 4. You got to remember that, like I said before, and I can't emphasize this enough, that this type of defensive magic can come with consequences. It can come, you know, who knows what. So if this is your final decision and you want to take this step, then please do me a favor. Research, study, find the right recipe or spell for what you want to do. There's a ton of shit out there. You know, if not, obviously make your own. Like I do a lot of my own. But make your own. But a lot of the ingredients are the same. You know, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But, you know, now I read this story in a book, and I'm going to share with you in a minute. It kind of put it into perspective for me a little bit. Like I just shared about if you cause somebody's appliances to break and they have little kids and it affects them. Okay, this story is very similar, and I thought, wow, it's pretty cool story. Where say you're really pissed at some this person, I don't know, raped your sister, something. You really want to kill him. You want to just destroy him. What if you did a curse on them, but it didn't work, and you're like, but it didn't backfire on you, but it didn't work. You're like, what the fuck? And then you find out 6 months or a year later that person that you cursed ran into a burning building, saved a couple lives, and then died from the fire. That's a weird scenario, but legit. So, once again, think about what you're doing before you decide to perform any kind of cursing or hexing. 5, last step. Obviously, after you've done all that and you feel comfortable with it, cleanse yourself again. Now, a good cleansing bath with hyssop is a good way. It's a biblical herb, and it's supposedly known to wash away sin in the biblical tense. Try that. Do that. Smudge yourself again, but cleanse yourself of all the negative, and then open your circle back up or whatever you got to do. So do those. Now, there's very few, I've seen a lot. Obviously, being a YouTuber myself, there's a lot of YouTubers out there and different paths. You know, they talk about their thing and whatever. Some I totally agree with. Some are like, yeah, okay, you know, and then some are just, I don't know, okay, more power to you. But when it comes to hexing and cursing, I've seen a few I did not like, but there's a few people that I really, really respect, highly recommend, and suggest you check them out. And number one, she's not a YouTuber, but she has a website, and she's such a beautiful, sweet, sweet lady, and she knows her shit. She's been practicing forever in this, raised in it, but she just knows it. And her name's Miss Ada, and you can check her out missada.com and whatever, but she's got several books out, and one of my favorite books that she has, it's pretty heavy, it's kind of funny too sometimes, but it's Cursing and Crossing book, and she's got a few out there. So check that out, study it, read it. You're gonna laugh at some of the spells in there because they're, oh my God, they're just rotting penis spell. Oh my fuck, just hilarious, but I'm sure pretty effective if it's done right. But she's great. Another person who I admire, one of my fellow YouTubers, is White Witch Raven. Check her out. She does all kinds of spells. She's always doing spells and just super sweet, just walks you through it, and she does a lot of it. She's been doing it for years. Check her out. Another of my favorite YouTubers, she's a little more darker, but super sweet. Her name's Savannah. She's Australian, but she lives in, I think, NOLA now. But her YouTube is Black Witch Coven, and she does a lot of stuff on there, and she collabs sometimes with this other dude, and they do stuff together, and you know, whatever. So check her out. She's got some good stuff. But so that's part 2 of my Defensive Magic series. I'm going to end with that, and then like I said, part 3, we're going to talk about, well, okay, you've done all that, but if you feel that's put on you, we're going to talk about reversal magic. Okay? And then we'll be talking about talismans and amulets and stuff like that too as well, touching on that for a minute. But we'll be talking about reversal magic, you know, return to sender spells, hex breakers, curse removal, things like that. And then, after that, then I'm going to show you a couple spells that you can do, things like that. So you guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you dig it. Subscribe, and once again, I'm almost there. But at my 500th subscriber, I'm gonna, guys, to show you my appreciation, I'm gonna send you a free gift, and it's a shirt, a cool shirt. And I think, so for every 500 subscribers, I'm going to keep doing that. Every 500th subscriber, I'm going to send you a gift. And the gifts are going to get better, bigger, more and more, and whatever. So, you know, once again, like I said, I'm new to the whole YouTube channel thing. Trying to get my bearings and figure all this stuff out. Maybe next year, if I'm still doing it, it's going to get way more aesthetically pleasing, maybe. I don't know what the fuck you call it. I just want to add more stuff, just different stuff, because right now it's super basic and whatever. But I just started in January, so I'm like, you know, it is what it is. But I hope you dig it. And I just want to throw this out there too, and I'll keep mentioning it until it happens. But out here in Vegas, in October, I think it's the 14th. I know it's a Thursday. But the whole witch community out here in Vegas, we're putting on what's called the summer, what is it called? summer soiree. I forget what it's called, but it's like a witchy convention that we're doing. And we're doing it at this fucking amazing, one of my favorite hotels out here, because it's not a casino, it's a hotel. And it's only 3 floors, 60 rooms. And there's vendors, but all the rooms are booked now because there was a price you could take with books. But it's a very vampire-y, gothic hotel. Fucking amazing. I love this place. But that's going to be October. I'll share more with you later on that. So if any of you guys from out of state want to come to it, I'll post a link if I can later on. I'll get some more info, but it's coming up next month. So anyways, you guys, love you. Do no harm. Take no shit. See ya.